Yeah, I've got to say, both players looking sharp. Vladislav dressed as a bumblebee there, and Magnus Carlsen, yeah. Is that his hair tied back? I mean, this is a new look for him, looking very slick. And okay, we're off. Moves. Yeah, and Vladislav Artemiev, he's played the Slav defense. We're going to stop calling him Vlad. It's Vladislav. And okay. This variation now, black has grabbed a pawn, but it should only be a temporary gain. Yeah, and actually, Vladislav, he's gone for one of my favorite lines, one of my pet lines here as black. He's going to give white an isolated pawn, assuming Magnus recaptures now in the center with his own pawn. No, he says, okay, I'm going to keep the structure roughly symmetrical, instead play with pieces. So you would think roughly balanced, but white ahead in development. James, what are your thoughts on this opening? Who's it going to favor?
Yeah, actually, so far, I think I definitely like white here. I'm a big fan of attacking chess, so I do want to move this bishop back to d3 and get something going at some point. Maybe even queen to c2 if take on d4. Then we have something like rook to d1. Really playing for many tactics here and just be aggressive as possible, especially with the bishop tucked on c8. Still, it's not developed. I have better pieces right now. My bishop is the same on c1, but I can actually get it out by b3, bishop to b2, and have the bishops actually just be on the diagonal with bishop b2, bishop to d3, and go for an aggressive attack.
But meanwhile, this one, Magnus thinking again, how to up the pressure, how to get his pieces into the game. We've highlighted a couple of problem children, problem pieces here. It's those bishops, the white dark square bishop, the black light square bishop. But Magnus, okay, just retreating. Losing a bit of time there. Is he going to start stepping forward his central pawn, maybe trying to go on the attack? It still takes a while. It looks very, very symmetrical. Queens, knights kind of mirroring each other here. Pawn structure, very symmetrical. But yeah, what do you think of that one, Robert? I'm still trying to figure out the mysterious ideas behind it.
Well, they often say e4 best by test. So they don't necessarily say one e4. They let you choose when to make that move. Pushing your central pawn is valuable in these types of positions. You gain space. You open your dark square bishop. That's been sitting at home, not doing anything at all. So I think that e4 is up next for Magnus Carlsen. And both sides, they're kind of just jockeying for position. Now with the move b6 played by black, the bishop is going to slide to the diagonal fianchetto, use a very long diagonal to its benefit. I like the way both of them are playing. I just don't think that Magnus has an advantage. And to what James, what you said earlier, Vladislav Artemiev, he's not going to be afraid of whatever Magnus brings. He always is objective. He always stares at the board. He's ready to play the position no matter what is happening.
Vladislav Artemiev? Is he better?
Wow, okay, this is a really tense position. There has been a very important kind of trade of pawns here, and suddenly both sides have pieces coming to life. There's pawns attacked, pawns on pre that you can just kind of snap off right now. And Magnus, okay, there we go. He grabs a pawn. Black's pawn in the center was isolated, but now the queens have come off. Artemiev, he's very good in the endgame. He can match Magnus there. And there is a big threat. Black is threatening the white f2 pawn, the black knight, the black dark squared bishop, eyeing up that one. And suddenly it's not so easy for Magnus to coordinate his pieces. It feels like the white pieces are kind of here, there, and everywhere. Black's pieces, especially the two bishops, pointing in the same direction, coordinating well. Magnus under pressure. James, you're looking for tricks here. You're looking for the same idea maybe that you mentioned. This black knight can jump out the way. I'm not sure which square it uses. But again, just so many threats. Has Magnus got an answer to this? But notice how Magnus played his last move quickly. And now Artemiev down to under 30 seconds. Magnus is hustling on the clock.
He still hasn't made a move. Wow, 20 seconds now for Artemiev.
He about to flag. Move.
I think James and I were right on this one, right? It's just much easier when you have the extra pawn, because when you're down material, you're always like, how do I get it back? Make sure that I get activity and give it. But knight h5, what's the next threat? Of course, the bishop is under attack right now. You need to save that piece. But what is the follow-up? It's not easy to see that, and he only has 17 seconds.
He's down to 15 seconds, and he's retreated the knight. Do you see Magnus repeating moves here?
No.
Okay.
I think hell will freeze over before Magnus goes for a repetition here, and he's retreated his bishop.
Look at the bar.
Different square, though. Oof, James.
David, with the bar. What's up with the bar?
Okay, knight f3.
You called it, James.
Oh, my God.
Hey.
It's on the board.
Right here. COE, calculation over everything.
Get him off the board. 94 for the score. King g4 is king out in the middle of the street right now. And what do we do now? H5 and we live? What is this? I don't understand. H5? Nope. Knight d2. Oh. Wow.
And then f2 falls as well?
Oh, my
You just pick up the f2 pawn?
Oh, my goodness.
But
is this collapse?
On national television.
He's claiming that in the endgame, use the king as a weapon, but I don't think that king should be weaponized this early. White's pieces are discombobulated. They're all over the place. That bishop, the light square bishop, it's blocked by its own king. The dark square bishop is under attack. Pawns are hanging left and right, and I feel like for Magnus Carlsen, things are getting out of hand, but Vladislav Artemiev only has 7 seconds. He's got to find moves.
Play a move.
4, 3.
Oh, he's got to move.
Oh my God, he's going to be
He got the
flat.
flag.
Play.
Oh, man.
He made that move with 2 seconds left on his clock.
Scared
He
the life
throws
out
in a
of us.
check, giving up a pawn, trying to lure the White King even further forward. I've got to say, commentator's curse. I said Magnus would play on, but he will be regretting that decision. Look at that White King. How is it going to survive? If you take that pawn now, the black rooks are going to mobilize with time.
Oh my God.
We might see a checkmate in this game, I've got to say, guys.
But he's got
Oh
no
my
time.
goodness. 4
He's
seconds.
playing on seconds. He's playing every move with 1 second. It's a 3-second increment. He's got 4 seconds on the clock. He made that last move with a second.
He's panicking Artemiev. I don't like his last move. I was going to say, material count, White is actually up. White has a bishop, a knight for a rook. You're up 1 point. And if one set of rooks disappear, suddenly there are no mating attacks against the White King. Suddenly White will be safe. So I'm expecting the White dark square bishop to move, or maybe the White knight will centralize and attack disappearing.
Yeah, I am. I just think the time trouble is crazy, and you have 2 pieces to just a rook, right? So I think rook d2, maybe there will be simplification, but I just feel like there's no way Magnus is going to lose this position.
Well, you lose one of the 2 pawns, either b2 falls or the h2
Maybe
pawn.
you're going to lose both, actually.
Sheesh.
It feels like the calm after the storm, though. Even if you lose both these white pawns, as long as you can kind of coordinate your minor pieces, I say if. It's a big if. But the White King now will start centralizing. Look at that Black King. It's nearly trapped, actually. Unfortunately, you don't have a rook or king or rook or queen to mate that Black King. But here we go.
C4?
Whoa,
Big fella,
this
what is
move?
that? Oh, he's about to take on, he's going to take the other
Yeah,
pawn.
he's trading even
He has
more.
no pawn.
Oh!
Magnus blundered his knight.
It's time to go.
And
It's
that's
over.
it. He's
It's
going to
over.
resign. He's going to resign.
Artemiev with
Yeah.
the win, the dub.
That was surprising.
Oh, my
he,
goodness.
he walked into a pin, and I told you, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, and that one stings because Magnus, he losing it and had the white pieces to boot.
That hurts.